There are moments in life when everything you work for, everything you trusted, everything you believed in, falls apart at the same time. Most people panic in those moments. Some run, some break, some lose themselves completely. But this is not that kind of story. This is the story of a man named Desmond and how he stayed calm when everything around him collapsed. Desmond lived a quiet life. He wasn't chasing fame. He wasn't trying to impress anyone. He woke up early, went to work, did his best, came home tired but honest. Life wasn't perfect, but it was predictable. And sometimes predictability feels like peace. Desmond believed that as long as he kept showing up, life would meet him halfway. He didn't know that life was already planning a test. One afternoon, Desmond was called into an office. The room was small, the tone was polite, the decision was final. We're letting you go. No warning, no long explanation, no time to prepare. Just like that, the job he depended on was gone. Desmond nodded, said thank you, and walked out. Outside, the world looked the same. Cars moved, people laughed, life continued. But inside Desmond, something cracked. That night, Desmond couldn't sleep. Fear spoke loudly. How will I survive? What if I never recover? What will people think? His mind tried to rush him into panic, but Desmond remembered something his father once told him. When your thoughts are loud, slow your actions. So Desmond did nothing. He didn't call anyone. He didn't complain. He didn't make promises he couldn't keep. He breathed, slowly, deeply, and for the first time he realized something powerful. Fear only wins when you obey it. Losing the job wasn't the end. It was the beginning. Bills didn't stop coming. Family needs increased. People started asking questions. Any updates? Have you found something? What's your plan? Desmond didn't have answers, and instead of pretending, he chose honesty. I'm figuring it out, he said. Some people understood, some didn't. He learned quickly that not everyone can handle your silence. One morning, Desmond sat on his bed and felt empty. Not sad, not angry, just empty. No plan, no direction, no clear future. This was the moment most people lose control. But Desmond noticed something important. Even though his life felt broken, he was still breathing, still thinking, still alive. And that meant the story wasn't over. Desmond made a quiet decision that morning. He decided not to rush, not to panic, not to destroy himself emotionally. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" he asked, "What is required of me now?" Not next year, not tomorrow, now. Desmond focused on small things. He made his bed every morning, drank water, went outside. Small actions gave him structure. Structure gave him stability. Stability gave him calm. He learned that when your world falls apart, routine becomes your anchor. Fear still came, especially at night. But Desmond didn't fight it. He spoke to it calmly. I see you, but you won't control me. He wrote his thoughts down, not to complain, but to understand himself. When emotions have words, they lose power. People watched Desmond closely. They expected anger. They expected drama. They expected him to fall apart. Instead, they saw calm. Some misunderstood it. They thought he didn't care. But Desmond cared deeply. He just refused to turn pain into noise. Slowly, Desmond began again. Not loudly, not proudly, quietly. He learned new skills, took temporary work, applied without desperation. Some days were discouraging. Some nights were lonely. But Desmond reminded himself, this is a season, not a sentence. Desmond learned something most people learn too late. Calm is not weakness. Calm is control. It means you respond instead of react. You choose instead of explode. You think instead of panic. Calm protects your future when emotions try to destroy it. Months passed. One day Desmond noticed something strange. He wasn't afraid anymore. Not because life was perfect, but because he trusted himself. Opportunities appeared slowly. Confidence returned quietly. Not because everything changed, but because he changed. Looking back, Desmond realized something important. Life falling apart doesn't mean life is over. Sometimes it means life is rearranging you, teaching you patience, teaching you restraint, teaching you who you really are. Desmond didn't stay calm because he was strong. He stayed calm because he refused to lose himself. He understood that panic solves nothing, but patience builds everything. When things fell apart, Desmond didn't fall with them. He stayed calm. He stayed grounded. He stayed human. And that calm became the foundation for everything he rebuilt. If you're watching this and your life feels like it's falling apart, remember Desmond. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is stay calm and take the next small step.